Hello everybody, this is N.M.P.D, and today
I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
Today we're going to be talking about the Cupcake Gravemind Colossal Titan himself, EDP, also known as Eat That Pistachio 445. And for today's video at hand, we're taking a look at some of EDP's tweets from his Twitter account. I decided to come back to it after looking into the Fortnite Star Wars event, and I gotta say, it was pretty cliche and kind of disappointing in a way, not gonna lie. But anyways, I decided, why don't I look into EDP's Twitter account again and see what kind of shenanigans he's at with again. See if he is still in denial or is acting very vague when it comes to talking about what really went down during the cupcake incident. So on June 5th, he made a tweet basically posting a picture of what appears to be an extra large cupcake. Basically a chocolate colossal cupcake buttercream icing for $3.49. You know, I thought it would be $4.45, but you know, that's kind of unexpected. Imagine if it was that same price. That would be pretty comical in a way, given this guy's history. And yeah, as you can see, that's one big looking cupcake. His kidneys aren't gonna be having a good time with that. Yeah, I really don't understand why EDP thinks that this is like a complete own to the trolls or to the people that still call him out for the shit that he's done by posting a cupcake or making videos of himself eating a cupcake, thinking that that's gonna be like an own. Even though that completely backfires, he's basically self-snitching on himself with this. He's basically leaning into the pedophile stuff. And basically in the replies, people were definitely reminding him of his past. Why would you willingly post this? And with an image of what appears to be Hank and the Walter actor posing a picture together, and there's this caption saying, "Nah, they acting like nothing ever happened." That's exactly what's going on when it comes to EDP during the cupcake incident, where he tried to have his way with who he believed to be a 13-year-old cupcake, sent shit pics like his own shit in a toilet bowl. I really don't care how old that is. Knowing the fact that somebody in the same planet as me thought it would be a good idea to send a shit pic to literally anybody, especially if they're cupcakes. That is extremely unhinged thinking. And then another reply saying, "Get him, boys. There he is, officers," with Vegeta pointed at EDP. And then the tweet he has made on June 3rd and another one on June 2nd with EDP saying,
"I'm ready to go home and take a shit. I just farted so fucking loud and hard."
He's a stupid son of a bitch.
Why? Just why? Why would you tell that to many potential people looking into your tweets? You're making that out there in the public. Does this guy have no shame? What am I saying? Of course he has no shame. He never does. What, he's been doing this kind of behavior since he was, what, 19 years old? Now this dude's 35 and he's still doing this? This guy is just stuck. That's all there is to it. He's just stuck. He would rather do this kind of old shit that he usually does than to actually change his ways and be a better human being. And especially not be an EDP. But no, he's gonna carry on to do those things anyway regardless. Alright, now this tweet is on May 19th, and I gotta tell you, and I will warn all of you, that this one is definitely the most disturbing tweet than the previous two that I have ever seen when it comes to seeing this guy's tweets. I have warned all of you.
If you're a girl talking shit before I block your ass, I'll just go to your profile, screenshot a few of your pics, go back to blocking your ass, and then afterward beat off to your fucking pictures I got saved in the photo gallery. It ain't shit to me.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, this has definitely got to be the most disturbing tweet that I have ever seen this year. I mean, then again, I could be wrong. There could be way worser tweets he posted, but this is by far the worst one that I've seen yet for this video. This is bad. This is not a good look. Why couldn't he typed in women with that tweet? Why does it have to be said girl? I don't know. That to me, just the phrasing of that is very alarming, especially when it comes to somebody like him that has been proven numerous times to continue being an EDP. which is not surprising. I'm gonna assume behind the tweet that he was once again following a bunch of random women on Instagram that are mostly 18 or 19 years old. He has been exposed about this before, and one of those women ended up calling him out for his weirdo, creepy behavior, and all she did was make a cupcake joke at him, and EDP didn't like that, so he ended up blocking her and acted like a tough guy in the end of it there too. And of course, EDP ended up pulling one of his lowest tactics, which is outing her entire Instagram account and encouraging his delusional, weirdo, predator-supporting fan base to go out of their way to harass her, which is not okay whatsoever, which only made him look way more pathetic and just proves people's suspicions about him to be in fact correct. And by what I'm assuming in that tweet was that more of these women ended up calling him out by following them and acting creepy by liking their pictures or whatever. Like, again, I'm not the follow police on Instagram or wherever you go to follow people. You can follow whoever you want by all means, but it's pretty clear with EDP's intentions, once again, that EDP must really thought in his mind that if he kept following and liking these posts from these random 18 to 19-year-old women, it would probably get him somewhere to a close relationship with them, which is never ever going to be the case. The dude is in his mid-30s. He has never changed, nor did he ever improve his physical form. He attempted to, at one point around his 20s, by that whole weight loss journey thing until he quiet quit that shit the moment where his ex broke up with him and all that, and unfortunately continued going down this degenerate, perverted path that led him to where he is today, which is him being an EDP. He just went too deep into the hole and it turned him into a much worser person. It turned him into a flood infestation, a grave mind messiah, a cupcake goblin, if you will. He straight up couldn't control his urges. Now, if he were to and not go down the cupcake path, then he would have been fine, you know? It's mainly when it comes to getting into, like, you know, stuff like alcohol, gambling, or even, God forbid, ever getting into something like weed. If you really want to be a weed head like that so badly, you gotta have discipline and self-control. That is the most important thing to it when it comes to consuming these types of things. And these days, people don't want to handle that. They don't want to take that kind of responsibility, and instead they would rather want to immediately ban the supposed addiction instead of actually being a responsible adult about it. And now, the description on his Twitter account is something I haven't even seen until I looked into it now. And he made some random quote saying this:
"The essence of the hero that laid down his life so others can live."
Hero? What hero? You weren't heroic for anything. All you did was make videos, consistently talk about toilet humor, and be a extreme porn advocate, and talk about the Eagles. That's all you talk about. EDP is acting like he got involved in the Clone Wars during Thorne's final stand, which wasn't the case at all. He is literally acting like he was there during that scene. He's basically taking Officer Thorne's quote and adding it to his description saying, that's basically what he's doing here with this. It is just so incredibly goofy that he really thought that he was a hero after all this time. He really is like this goofy cartoon villain. He reminds me of Control Freak in the Teen Titans. That's basically EDP. Trying to come back from all various platforms to try to reclaim the missing cupcakes that he once had, which failed miserably, but as far as I know, he's on Twitter and Instagram still doing his weirdo-ness as usual, which isn't surprising. Alright, I'm gonna go through one more tweet on EDP basically saying this on June 6.
"This gay privilege shit is getting out of hand."
Okay, EDP, firstly, you cannot be talking about literally anything when you have been exposed numerous times with actual hardcore receipts and in person when you got caught trying to meet who you believe to be a 13-year-old cupcake. You've been basically exposed numerous times being a predator in real life and on the internet. You cannot be talking about anything. And I really don't understand him acting like this whole Pride Month thing hasn't been getting out of hand for years. All of a sudden, he has a conscience to know that it's been getting out of hand now. Like, is he really that slow? Yes, it's pretty obvious that these corporations who change their profile pictures to the whole rainbow thing are only doing it just to get money off of you. They don't really care about any of that stuff. Now, if it's because of pushing a narrative, and if that's the main reason why you don't like Pride Month, I can totally understand. If you don't like it because of gay people, then yeah, I can see that you and I are truly going to have a problem here. Because you are the definition of a homophobe, and you can't get mad at that because you know damn well that that's true. Now again, if it is because of these companies that partake in this, push a narrative, literally force it down people's throats, and are only doing it just for business practices or whatever, then I can totally understand why. Now, of course, you're going to have a few of those bad actors in that group, and Nova Online is a great example. He loves the claim that he is a part of the LGBTQ and all that stuff, but he really isn't. Like, this month, he made it very clear that he's not with that shit. I don't know, that could be for another video for another time with Nova, but he's definitely an example of him being like a fake activist for a part of that crowd. He's only pretending to be a part of that just to be accepted over his disgusting, weird fetishes that he'd been exposed of numerous times. And especially being an EDP. Not even the people in the LGBTQ community want him. But yeah, I believe that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. If EDP does some more crazy shit or whatever, I'll be sure to make another video talking about it. Until then, be sure to leave a like. It does really let me help to know if you guys really do like it. Subscribe for more. And until then, I will see you guys next time.